Hey everyone, so today we are going to review multiples and factors. So for multiples, we can find the least common multiple of numbers, and multiples means more. So for example, multiples of 5 other than 0 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and we can just keep going with that. Multiples of 6 other than 0 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and we can just keep going. In order to find the least common multiple, we have to figure out which number is a multiple of both of these numbers. So we can see there's none currently here, but if we continue our 5 on, the next multiple of 5 is 30. So therefore, 30 would be the lowest common multiple of 5 and 6. Factors. Factors are two numbers that we can multiply together in order to create another number. So for example, to get 4, we can multiply 2 times 2, or we can also multiply 1 times 4. So then 1, 2, and 4 are factors of 4. For the number 24, there's a few options here. We can multiply 1 times 24. We can multiply 2 times 12. We can multiply 3 times 8, or 4 times 6. So 24 has quite a few factors. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, and 24 as factors. So we can find the greatest common factor between 4 and 24, and the largest number that is similar in these two is the number 4. So 4 is the greatest common factor between 4 and 24. We also talked about prime and composite numbers. So prime numbers have only 2 factors, 1 and itself, and composite numbers have more factors, 3 or more factors. So we are going to start learning about factor trees. So a factor tree is kind of like a family tree. Let's do a factor tree for the number 24. So basically what we're doing is, what numbers can I multiply together to get 24? So in this case, I'm going to start with 12 and 2. I'll multiply 12 times 2, and I can get 24. Then what I want to do is break these numbers down as small as I can until they are prime numbers. So 2 is already a prime number because I can only multiply 1 times 2. But 12, I can break it down further. I can break it down into 6 and 2 because 6 times 2 is 12. And here I have another prime number. I have 2 again. I can break 6 down further into 3 and into 2 because 3 times 2 is 6. Now I'm at all prime numbers. So this is called prime factorization, when I've broken my number down and what I'm left with is multiple prime numbers. So to get 24, I can go 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that is the prime factorization. And typically we would write it smallest number first. So I would just erase this and I would put my 3 at the end, smallest to greatest. There's other ways to do 24 though. We can break it down into other than just 12 and 2. So let's also break it down into 6 and 4, because 6 times 4 is 24, and we'll see, do we still get the same factorization? Do we still end up with 2 times 2 times 2 times 3? So 6, we can break it down into 3 and 2, and then 4, we can break it down into 2 times 2. So here, we are left with, again, our prime factorization because 3 is prime, because I can only multiply 1 times 3 to get it. And then 2 is also prime because I can only multiply 1 times 2 in order to get 2. So we would still end up with this same factorization. So let's do another one. Let's do a factor tree for the number 12. So again, you can break it up multiple ways. Let's break it up first into 6 and 2. So 6 and 2, because 6 times 2 is 12. 2, here I'm left with my prime factorization again. 6, I can break it down further into 3 and 2. And here I'm left with, again, prime factorization. These numbers are all prime because I can only multiply that number by 1 and it'll end up with the same number. So prime factorization has only 2 factors. So my prime factorization for 12 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. Thank you guys for listening and have a great day.